everyone, Whitney Magnuson here with a fun little video. I'm going to be using two kits today, Feather Soft Love and the Sentiment Kit, You Can and You Will. So I already cut and scored two card bases. I'm going to be doing a black one and a white one. And then I just went ahead and cut a black and a white sheet that was slightly smaller than my A2 card base. So you can kind of see how I'm going to have the layers on my cards here. And then I went ahead and I have a stitch die cut from Gina Marie Designs, and I just went ahead and die cut out two rectangles in both black and white. So here's the die cuts that I used. I really like them. They're fun. Perfect. Okay, so these are the panels that we're going to be stamping on today. I'm going to start with my white panel, and I'm using this kit Feather Soft Love. It's from Angie Blom. I'm seriously obsessed with it. It's super duper detailed, and it's perfect for the technique we're going to do today, which is stamping in multiple colors with the same image. So here I am. I'm just going ahead and sticking down that card base with my magnets inside of my MISTI. And I'm going to be stamping my feather 3 times on my card base. And so here I am just laying it down where I want it to be. And for this technique, when you're stamping in multiple colors and it's the same image, you're going to want to start with the lighter color first. So right here I'm using Bubblegum Pink. It is a dye ink by Gina K Designs. I love these inks. They're super pretty colors, really easy to work with. They blend out well too, so here I am, I'm just building up that color. I really want that light color to be able to pop through when I add the dark. So now I'm adding the little bit of dark here, and this is the color Passionate Pink in Gina K ink. And I'm not inking up my whole stamp with it. I'm just selectively kind of pressing the ink pad down, and so I still have those pops of light coming through. So here I am, I'm just washing my stamp before I move on to the next color family here. I haven't noticed like any cross-contamination as long as I'm sticking with the same color family. Like I wouldn't go in like a dark black and then a light pink. That might ruin your ink, but this seems to work just fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in the other corner here. There we go. And for this one, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing. I'm going to start with my light color, which for this one is another Gina K Designs ink in the color Turquoise Sea. I am inking up my stamp fully in the Turquoise Sea. Oops, as you can see, I got like water on my card base, but it's gonna be fine. I just wiped it off. It was great. So here I am stamping that down. What I love about the MISTI, it helps really build up that color. So you can see I can go and stamp it down several times to really get the color that I want. Now I'm going to go in with the darker color, and this is the color In the Navy. It's a really pretty navy blue color by Gina K Designs again. And for this one, I'm just kind of inking up different portions of the feather to get that darker blue to kind of pop out. Isn't that pretty, you guys? I'm loving this. My water bottle like broke midway, so there we go, just cleaning that up before I move on to my last stamped feather on my white panel. All right, and my last stamped feather is going to be in the bottom corner here. I wanted room for my sentiment, so that's why I'm leaving that left-hand corner open here. So again, I'm going to start with a lighter color, and my light color here is one of my absolute favorites in the Gina K Designs inks, and it is the color Lovely Lavender. It's a super pretty light purple. It almost reminds me of like lilacs or something. I don't know, I love it. It's really springy. I've been feeling springy lately despite all the snow that's going on. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some darker elements with that Turquoise Sea color that I used on the feather above too. But the turquoise and the purple like look really, really pretty together, as you can see. So I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to be adding a sentiment, and it's from one of my all-time favorite sentiment kits, and it is called You Can and You Will. I absolutely love like surrounding myself with people that help me to grow and like become a better person. And this kit just kind of reminds me of that. It's super uplifting sentiments, things that I would want to hear. And so I like to put like really more general uplifting sentiments on the cards that I make. So I'm just using a Memento ink in black, and I'm inking that down. And I wanted my sentiment to really like kind of pop off the paper. And so, oh yeah, I forgot that I wanted to add splatters until like this second. And so I'm like, oh, I should add splatters. If in doubt, add splatters, right? So I'm just taking an acrylic block. I went ahead and I sprayed water on there. And then on one end, I just smeared some turquoise sea ink. And on the other end, lovely lavender. Now I'm just going to grab a regular old paintbrush, kind of swirl it around in the water and the ink, and just add some splatters. I like this effect just because it adds a little bit of extra color and pattern to the card. It's hard for me to do clean and simple, and so this is like a challenge for me, which I welcomed. I thought this card was really fun. So here I am just building up that color because I wanted the sentiment to really pop off the paper and be prominent. There we go. And this sentiment is awesome. It says, be proud of the work you do, the person you are, and the difference you make. I love that. Super, super uplifting. So I went ahead and I asked on the Unity Show and Tell page what you guys wanted to see as far as blog posts. And one of the requests was stamping on dark colored cardstock. So I thought, why not try this same technique with black cardstock? I just got some new Distress Oxide colors, and I have not really experimented with stamping on black, but I had heard that it works beautifully, and so I thought, I'm going to try this out and see how it works. So you guys are along for the test run here. So again, using Feather Soft Love, and I'm going to start with my lighter color, which is Tattered Rose. It's a really pretty kind of light peachy pink color. What I did notice with the oxides here is because I'm using such a dark cardstock, I need to go ahead and stamp down to really get the pigment built up to where I want it to be. And so you'll see me just inking that up, stamping it down several times here to kind of get the color that I want. Now I'm going to go in with my second color of oxide, which is Mermaid Lagoon. I was really excited when they came out with this color. It's one of my favorites in the regular Distress ink too, so see, it works perfectly. That blue really pops up. I'm impressed with how well these stamp on the black cardstock. It's really pretty. And I wanted to add a little bit of other variation, and so this is like a light purpley color. I forget what it's called. I think it's like lilac, or I will look and put it in the comments. And with these inks, they're so like creamy and kind of thick that I feel like they could easily get contaminated if you're kind of stamping over other colors. And so just be careful for that. That's why I'm kind of cleaning off my stamp in between here, because I don't want my oxides to have like weird colors in them. And also being careful because these inks don't dry as quickly as you know, dye inks. And so I'm just being careful not to smear, knowing it's, you know, it's still wet. All right, so now I'm going to go in with Cracked Pistachio. This is another color I was super excited about. Really, really pretty. Honestly, it looks pretty just in the one color too. Now I'm going to add a little bit of Worn Lipstick. It's a kind of a darker pink. It's really pretty. These colors kind of blend well together too, like the formula of the inks just blend well. I'm impressed with it. Now I'm just cleaning off my stamp, and we can move on to the third and final stamped feather on the corner here. I'm doing the same layout just because I wanted to show you guys that the same concept works with oxides and dark colored cardstock too. Sometimes I forget that you can stamp on dark colors too. I have lots of dark colored cardstock and I always go for the white, so this was kind of cool. This is the color Peeled Paint. It is another one of my favorites when it comes to Distress Oxide or regular Distress ink. I love the super pretty green color of it. I really just wanted to leave it like that, but I was like, no, I need to add something else. So I'm adding Blueprint, which is another new color that they just came out with in Oxide. I'm just stamping selectively, adding that blue where I want, and just building it up to what I'm hoping it will look like. All right, so now I'm going to be adding a sentiment from that same sentiment kit that I love, and this one I loved too. It's another really uplifting one. So you can see I'm just making sure that my sentiment is straight. That is a great thing about the MISTI because I can't stamp straight to save my life. This is a Gina K pigment ink in the color Pigment White. And the thing about white is if you're not going to emboss it on dark colors, it doesn't show up that well, just stamping once. And so you're going to see me several times inking up this sentiment and really building up that white, just because I didn't want to have to emboss. So, and I think it turns out great. I'm actually really pleased with it. So there we go. And now I wanted to add some splatters just like I did for my last one. And so I'm going to be grabbing an acrylic block here and some water with my spray bottle. And then for my colors, I'm just going to be using Peeled Paint in Distress Oxide. And then I'm using that lilac color as well. And I'm just taking my same paintbrush and kind of swirling around in the water and the oxide and adding some splatters. The really cool thing about oxides is that water does activate the ink. It kind of gets chalky where the water touches, and so I wanted to add some more water to this to kind of get that different variation of chalky look. And so I'm grabbing a larger paintbrush here and I'm going to go into that water I just sprayed and add some larger splatters. All right, so now I'm just kind of dabbing off the excess water. There we go. See how beautifully that works with oxides on black too? It's awesome. Look at how nasty my MISTI is. Like, I never clean it, you guys. I need to be more responsible with my tools. Oh, my mat's not that much cleaner. Look at that. Anywho, here I am. I'm just taking a Tombow Mono adhesive roller, if I can get it to work, and I'm going to adhere down my first layer to my black card base, and this is just a white piece of cardstock that's slightly smaller than my A2 card base. I cut all of my own card bases and stuff. Somebody asked how I got the top folding ones. I just cut them myself. It's like half of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to adhere this slightly smaller black on top of my white card. I know this is supposed to be like a clean and simple card, but I cannot not do layers. I love layers. I think it just adds so much. So as you can see, I'm just kind of eyeballing how it's going to be, and I decided I wanted to add my favorite ribbon, and this is from the Hobby Lobby, and it's kind of a clear chiffon ribbon. It matches with seriously everything, and so I'm obsessed with it, and I'm just going to use it. And you guys are just going to have to bear with me as I annoyingly try to tie this bow for what seems like an eternity. Like, seriously, it's like I'm a little kid and I'm just learning how to tie a bow. I don't know why it was so difficult. I really don't, but just sit back, relax, watch me struggle. Be glad it's not you. So here I am, and I wanted to add the bow just to the center of my card because I kind of wanted a little side bow, just to add a little, I don't know, girly frill. I just need to use this ribbon. Here I am messing with it some more because I'm a control freak, I guess, or something. So here I am. Oh my gosh, can you be done already? All right, all right. Hopefully I'm getting to the adhering part. All right, perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking some foam adhesive and I'm going to pop up that stamp panel. I just got these like foam adhesive squares from Amazon.com. I love Amazon. All right. I felt like me putting together these cards was like a struggle. Like at this point, I'm like, why am I struggling right now? Like I feel like I can't do anything. All right, so I'm just going to adhere that on and make sure it's not crooked and doesn't look weird. And I succeeded. Perfect. All right, so I'm just trimming off that excess ribbon there. So we have our first card assembled. And now for the black stamp panel. I'm going to be adding a fun bow to this one too. I'm just not going to struggle as much when it comes to tying it on there. It's in this really pretty like blue turquoisey color. I don't know where we got this ribbon. I actually found it when I was organizing our craft room one day. So there's that. I'm gonna do the same thing, just add kind of a fun little side bow. Perfection. See you guys second time for a win. I'm able to keep it together and not mess with this one as long. All right, and now I'm going to be doing the same thing, grabbing my oopsies. You guys aren't supposed to see this. This is an accident. You will see a stamped LaCroix can on the back of this. My husband thought that it was okay to stamp on the back of my like nice black cardstock. And so he made this LaCroix stamp for himself, and then he stamped it on my black cardstock. And I didn't know that it was on the back of this until that very moment. And I was like, I am not doing this video over. I'm just going to explain that my husband broke it in the craft room and he stamped on my stuff, you guys. It's a real problem. I mean, I love LaCroix just as much as the next, but dang. Anywho. So here I am just adhering that down, and I'm going to go ahead and trim off my ribbon there. It looks like I was pretty generous with that ribbon. Perfect. All right, so now we have two assembled cards, and you can see how easy it is to stamp in multiple colors with the same image and get that kind of varied color effect. It looks super duper pretty. It's really fun to do. So if you guys try this out, go ahead and tag me on the Unity Show and Tell. I'd love to see it. Bye.